Steak and Shake is a mediocre fast food chain that has been failing for a time now. I've eaten there once. It wasn't great. They've closed 200 locations since 2018, apparently. So, it's not necessarily like unique to Steak and Shake. Like, there's a lot of places that are closing down pretty often. It's whatever. It's mid. It's just, yeah. So basically, it's like a diner thing, right? You've been to Johnny Rockets. It's like a fast food diner vibe on the inside. I love diners. I like real diners, Anyway, just another failing fast food chain. Not really exceptional in that respect. A lot of places are failing. So in an effort to drive attention and really boost their brand value, over the past few months, they have pivoted into full alt-right grifting in an effort to win some attention from the administration, which they got. Their Twitter page is just nonstop AI slop, Elon glazing, make frying oil tallow again. This is one of the big like RFK Jr. fake health things. Like, what if rather than frying your fries in vegetable oil, you fried them in beef tallow? It's more like, look how you scroll through this. It's full on Nazi shit, by the way. They were promoting Gavin McInnes, who I think now goes by a different name to avoid all the stuff that pops up if you Google Gavin McInnes, like him shoving a butt plug into his ass live. A lot of Elon glazing, a lot of we're going to be the first fast food place on Mars, blah, blah, blah. A lot of quote tweeting the same images of people holding their beef tallow fries or whatever the hell. You get the idea. But they have somebody who looks exactly like this running their Twitter account, and you're getting the product from that you would expect. Here's like the epic AI image Cybertruck Steak and Shake. What else we got here? Well, we got some corporate promotion because Health and Human Services Secretary RFK Jr. went to a Steak and Shake with Sean Hannity to talk about how epic and base this all is. They turned it into a dang promotion because, like, you have Teslas being sold in the front lawn of the White House, right? Trump's like reading from the note card. This car is so computer, I gotta have one. I'm too old to drive, but like maybe someone else can drive it or whatever. So they had an interview between Sean Hannity and RFK Jr. at the Steak and Shake, which again, like, this is the level of graft and corruption that you can expect from now on in basically all instances. A corporation can get like a boost by going like, hey, we're Nazis, pay attention to us. And then the administration will reward them by giving them ad time basically for free. I thought they were a Five Guys at first. No, Five Guys makes good food, albeit gastrointestinally destructive and expensive. Also, they have free peanuts.
All right, so the movement to make America healthy again is underway, led by Secretary of Health and Human Services at one of the Florida locations of Steak and Shake for a wide-ranging interview. Let's play part one. Thank you so much for doing this. We really appreciate it. Before you got here, I already had a burger, so I'm having I'm breaking my diet. I am pretty much full-on keto. I eat basically meat and eggs. I made an exception.
They got super defensive when they were called out for pre-cooking their fries in vegetable oil. Beef tallow is expensive, don't you know? The Steak and Shake tallow fries are pre-cooked in vegetable oil, lol. Here you go, Alex. You still haven't responded to our earlier messages when you posted incorrectly the screenshot. You also said we tried to pay you. Also untrue. What's your beef? Try our beef tallow. We hear it creates positive energy. We cook 100% beef tallow with no preservatives, no chemicals, no additives. Not the brand, the screenshot. Take that energy. Try to get all other burger chains to switch to our beef tallow. Either they're to what the... Was this written by ChatGPT? I think it was. They might have like a bot running their account. Good Lord. They doth protest too much, perhaps? Yeah, maybe. This is on the Stop Eating Seed Oils subreddit. Big shout out to Pork Rinds. Okay. In a world where I can't find a potato chip made in anything but seed oil blends, it's nice to discover something I can snack with no seed oils at all. I'm not pretending like it's health food, but they sure are tasty. These people are deeply, deeply mentally ill. Not even just mentally vacant. I think this is a better explanation for the rightward shift of Gen Z men than the stock market or like crypto investment or whatever. It's these like dickless little up misogynist little weirdos who got addicted to pornography at 12 and they think that they'll never be able to pleasure a woman because they're circumcised by Jews or some shit. So now they're trying to reclaim their masculinity by taking roids but not exercising, avoiding seed oils, and spending $8,000 on cold plunge tubs that break after 6 uses. I don't know. These people are extremely mentally unwell. I just don't. Heart attack at 60? These people will kill themselves before they hit 60. Do you have any idea how mentally you have to be to buy into this kind of conspiracy shit? Like, it's not even like wholesome conspiracism, like, I don't know, 9/11 or whatever. God.
Today I had it on a bun, and I really enjoyed it, actually. And it was really good. Explain the difference between seed oil and tallow,
Please.
And why this is a big deal. Why they said we're going to RFK Steak and Shake.
You know, processed foods and seed oil is...
What's wrong with seed oils? There's nothing. There's nothing. I mean, it's oil, so it's fat. And if you have too much fat, it can make you fat. Fat's good for you, so don't cut all fat out. You need fat, carbs, and protein. You need all three. Right now, humans eat way the fuck too many carbs. Basically, like, this has been a problem since the agricultural revolution. So if you want to cut down on anything, cut down on carbs. But don't cut down too much, because then you turn into one of those keto freaks, you know? Just have shit with, like, fiber in it, you know? Have brown rice, not white rice. Why seed oil specifically? For the same reason that people latch on to anything, like soy. It's the same as the soy thing. It's literally just like, we have a bunch of insecure, mentally ill young men who are desperate for some kind of grand conspiracy to blame for their dicklessness and erectile dysfunction. So let's focus on something. Maybe it's soy. Oh, it's soy. Maybe it's seed oils. Oh, it's seed oils. There's no ration to it. There's no point. Is corn oil seed oil? Yes. I think, right? Yeah, they would call that seed oil, I think. I don't know. This doesn't make any sense.
One of the components of processed foods, and that is, you know, all the science indicates that ultra-processed foods are what are the principal culprit in this extraordinary explosion, the epidemic.
Remember when I was arguing with chat that ultra-processed foods is a term that is deliberately vague because it serves the interests of conspiracy theorists, and everyone in chat was like, no, it's actually super serious. And now RFK Jr. is using it at a restaurant that's trying to save its failing business by promoting like Nazi conspiracism and aesthetics on social media.
We have a chronic disease. When my uncle was president, 3% of Americans had chronic disease. Today, 60% do.
I've heard about this.
We have 66% of adults are diabetic or pre-diabetic, 38% of teens. When you and I were kids, Sean, the average pediatrician would see one case of juvenile diabetes in his lifetime, over a 40 or 50-year career. Today, 1 out of every 3 kids who walks through his office door is diabetic or pre-diabetic. Diabetes and other mitochondrial diseases are now costing America more than our military budget.
Yeah, I'm sure eating at a fast food place like Shake and Steak will fix that.
We spend 2 to 3 times on healthcare what other countries do, and we have the worst outcomes. And it's not, and we have the best medical system in the world.
Oh yeah.
We are poisoning ourselves, and it's coming from, you know, principally
a guy who is interested in challenging the pharmaceutical industry. We have the best healthcare system in the world. I'd say our healthcare system is pretty much perfect, especially when you're talking about stuff like premiums, deductibles, copays, all of that, basically the best in the world. Now, where could we stand to make improvements? Beef tallow, and we vaccinate too much. That's what we got.
These ultra-processed foods, and what we're trying to do, and this President Trump wants us to have radical transparency and to incentivize companies like this one to switch to traditional ingredients like beef tallow.
Oh, by the way.
Oh, well, and here we go. Some delicious Shake and Steak.
Oh, okay. Is that, this is you, Sean. Oh, this is me? Okay,
beef tallow fries.
All right, gentlemen.
Not gonna lie, looks like shit. I know these are just fast food fries, but look at how pale they are. Look at that. That's what beef tallow does for your fries? Really? Where's that, like, delicious golden brown double fried crisp, you know?
Thank you. Thank you. You didn't forget my Coke, did you?
Get your Coke? I got you, buddy.
The small, with the little ice. But I'm not going to drink it all because he's going to yell at me. I'm only kidding.
So I'm sorry. I know this is a very minor point, but look at how RFK Jr. just ate that first fry.
You didn't forget my Coke,
like Bugs Bunny eating a carrot.
I got you, buddy. The small, with the little ice. But I'm not going to drink it all because he's going to yell at me. I'm only kidding.
And Steak and Shake just switched out.
I don't know about you guys. Maybe this is like a personal preference thing, but if I'm eating like little fast food fries, I like, you're taking like little nibbles of it. Like, what flavor are you enjoying? The like iodized salt, the little like the salt that tastes like chemicals on it. Yeah, like several fries at once. I mean, it probably doesn't taste very good, so.
And people are raving about these French fries. You taste them,
they're amazing. They
right out of the Department of Health and Human Services. Anyway, the main reason I wanted to bring you here is people are raving about these shake and steak fries. They'll make you shake with glee. Dun dun dun. Anyway,
really are. I'm not. This is not.
When I was a kid and I travel in Europe, Europe is great. Always had great food. The French fries were always a disappointment because we had the best French fries here. They had pommes frites over there, and they just didn't taste right. Today, the best French fries in the world are in Europe.
Actually, I will say the Spanish, their little tapas, their little frites, absolutely delicious. I do think that they were cooking with something over there. Though they weren't French fries, they were like little cubes.
I order them every time I go to Belgium or France or any place else.
Patatas bravas,
and the French fries here just don't taste right. And you taste these, it's a completely different experience, and the customers are raving about it. Other companies, Steak and Shake has been great. We're very grateful for them for RFKing the French fries. They turned me into a verb. But also Popeyes.
By the way, a plastic straw. Thank you.
This is modern conservatism. This is genuinely, this is like the level we're operating at. Thank you, God, plastic straw, this thing. Thank God for Steak and Shake, the only fast food restaurant you can go to that has a plastic straw, apart from every single other one that I have ever been to in my entire life. I have no memories of ever going to a fast food place and not being able to get a plastic straw. 2016 problems. I mean, they still talk about the Green New Deal as though it's a thing that actually exists. You're damn lucky. It's just a California thing, isn't it? Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, if you want to make good fries, by the way, the secret is double frying them, right? You boil the potatoes and then you flash fry them, and then you let them cool, and you put them in like a crispy something when they still have the oil on them. There's like you want to blanch them so they don't overcook, and you want to get the crunch on them, and then you flash fry them again, and then they have that glorious like golden brown. It's something like that. I don't know. I'm not a chef.
Thank God. I can't stand those paper straws. I hate them.
Oh yeah.
You hate the sea turtles, right? But Popeyes, Outback, Sweet Greens, Buffalo Wild
Wings.
Yeah, they've all made the switch, or they're in the transition of making the switch. We want to do everything that we can to incentivize these companies to be transparent, to switch over from ultra-processed food, and to be part of this movement to make America healthy again.
As Health and Human Services Secretary, and there is great paranoia and fear. You're going to force people. You're going to take things away from people. You're going to force.
How is he even justifying the switch to beef tallow? Yeah, they're not even. I feel like he's not even really talking about how it makes them taste better or whatever. Like he's not like ultra processed vegetable oil versus beef tallow. They're both equally ultra. What does that even mean? Beef tallow is processed biologically. The vegetable oil is. It doesn't. Oh, look, Steak and Shake is collecting face scanning data with their kiosks. Isn't that great? That's how they got Luigi Mangione.
Companies to do what, this Steak and Shake is freely decided to do. That's not the case.
Oh, I mean, I'm a libertarian outlook. People should be able to make their own choices. If you want to eat a donut or seed oils, you should be able to. You should be able to exercise informed choice. You should know what that product is, what's in your food, and what the health impacts are. And that's all we're going to do.
Yeah.
We're going to incentivize people we're going to incentivize companies to be transparent. And
what does this mean? Be transparent about the fact that they use vegetable oil? No shit. None of this means anything. Oh, you were hiding the fact that you were using vegetable oil. No, literally everything is made with vegetable oil. It's the United States of America. We produce so much corn here. Corn is in everything. It's not a secret. All of this is known. We know this.
We're going to inform Americans about what's making them sick. Nobody wants to be sick.
I don't want to be sick. Why is...
like, this is the root. It's mediocre men who have failed, men who feel emasculated, men who come too quick or don't come at all, men with little dicks, whatever, and they're looking for like a grand narrative to blame their problems on. I'm gonna be real with you, man. If you're sick and fat and lazy and stupid, it's your fault. Now I'll show you what libertarianism really looks like, okay? You're fat. Unless you've got like a very specific set of conditions, that's in your control. You're lazy, that's in your control. You're stupid, that's in your control. Pick up a book, fatty. But like the insane thing is, there is a social fix to these problems, right? Why are so many people fat? Well, it's not because people have like magically gotten less willpower over time. No, it's because food scientists that work at like the 5 companies that make all the food you buy in the grocery store have been pumping hydrogenated corn syrup into everything you eat. Everything you eat has been saturated with sugar to make it addictive and worse for you. You eat way the fuck too many carbs. But like, that's not your, like, you haven't failed in a way unique to your life or anything. It's also people don't walk anymore because every city's a shithole, you know? Now you can skill issue your way out of these problems. Corn syrup can't be hydrogenated. Don't get in the way of my rant. You can skill issue your way out of these issues, right? Like, it's easier to get exercise if you've got like a robust local walkable community where you can like walk to the grocery store and back than it is if you have to park your fat ass in a Honda and drive over to the grocery store. You can skill issue your way out of it, but we have made it harder for people. But the problem is actually fixing these issues would make corporations angry. Food companies benefit from making your food addictive because you buy more. The average American eats more calories than they did 40 years ago. Fixing our unwalkable cities would anger the fossil fuel and car companies, so we're not doing it. The Republican Party would rather die, or more accurately, kill you, than let you live in a walkable neighborhood. They hate you and they want you dead. So what do we do instead to appeal to these insecurities? Shit like this. Oh no, it's vaccines actually that make you sick. It's like, I see this play out in microcosms all the time. I remember seeing this all the time with the intactivist movement, you know? Like guys who think that, so to be clear, I think that circumcising an infant boy is immoral. It's genital mutilation. That being said, if you make that your whole personality, grow the fuck up. What are you talking about? You're 21 years old and you're still talking about this? Come on. It's not getting your clit cut off, okay? It's a bit of skin around the head. It's bad, but like, I've talked to some people, I've met some people, the ones who are still talking about their circumcision, unless you have like a specific problem, you know, like something really got fucked up, you might be over fixating on it a little bit. And then you see the people in these movements and they're like, no, no, no. All of the problems in my life are caused by the fact that I don't have the little skin around the head of my penis. The reason I can't hold down a job, a girlfriend, whatever else, it was something done to me. It wasn't my fault. And it's like unfixable, basically. This is the logic behind all of these insane conspiracy bets, right? You take the problems in your life and you deflect them. Now, sometimes these problems are real. And I think that you shouldn't be circumcising the little boys. Or little girls, or little non-binaries. Covered my bases there. You're welcome. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, everyone's looking for an excuse. Now, rather than looking for excuses, what if we take ownership of our failings, our faults, we try our best to live good lives, but we also try to make the world a better place? Work hard. Okay? If you want to be fit, mother. Put the work in, okay? Put in the effort, but try to build a world where it's easier to be fit. Not this shit. I actually like the way my circumcision looks. Would you consider that cope? No, whatever. It's like, if you're an American, it's an aesthetic element of penises that you're probably more familiar with, you know? Just don't get too, just you shouldn't be thinking about it that much. You know what I mean? There are people online, they're like, I love cut or uncut dick so much. Just calm it down a little bit. It's fine. It works the same way. Once it's hard, it all functions. It just don't. Are you saving for retirement? Are you aware of what the CPR is in your credit card? CRP, I forget which. What do you have your money in a savings account or do you have it in a checking account? I'm just like, what is API? What's your current goddamn credit score? I'm just saying there are other things you should be working on. APR? I said CPR, didn't I? Sorry, we were talking about dicks, so I was thinking about my lips. You know, not CPR, APR. We still talking about foreskin? You're right, let's talk about this shit.
Okay, beef tallow.
You said API? Well, that's a different thing.
But then there are other healthy oils. Like, for example, avocado oil is considered healthy, or olive oil.
Or butter.
Butter, straight
DEI, CPI.
My daughter, who's like you, she went into my house a couple of years ago and she like, wiped out the smart balance, wiped out the margarine, wiped out any seed oil.
Good for her.
And she cleaned out my whole pantry and she bought me the things that she said, Daddy, this is much better because I like to cook.
And she wants you to live for a long time.
I want to live for a long time.
The problem, Vosh, is that it's not just looks. The study on PubMed concluded it also decreases penile sensitivity. So, Cardulus, this is what I mean. This is what I mean. I know. I'm anti-circumcision. I don't know why you thought I needed to know this or why I didn't already know this. I'm just saying, live your life, you know?
Me too.
That's why I watch my weight. I watch what I eat. I try to take care of myself. Here are the numbers that really scare me, though. And 66% of adults, 38% of teens, and we'll put this up on the screen, they have pre-diabetes.
I didn't order
that. He did not order that. We'll just put it looks great. I'm sure one of our guys.
This is so embarrassing.
Shake, anyone? We got to be somebody in here. But I want to go back. You want? Okay, 80% of American adults, 50% of teens are overweight and obese. We have an obesity epidemic.
Surely if they ate frequently at a Steak and Shake, that problem would be redressed, you know? Man, I saw a video from my partner. My partner sent me a video which was like cats explaining what order to eat your food in. Look, losing weight is simple. Calorie track, don't eat too many carbs, and try to get some fiber, okay? Shape up. It's literally just... Why do they consider avocado oil good? It's also a vegetable, right? There's no logic to their system. It doesn't make any... There's no logic to it. It's all conspiracy shit. They might develop, like, arbitrary rules to explain why this caveat or that. You know the real reason why? Is an avocado a fruit? I mean, does it make a difference to them?
In this country, 77%, according to the Pentagon, Americans do not qualify for the military because of their health. 40% of our teenagers struggle with anxiety now and depression.
Which you know, there are studies coming out of Stanford and Harvard that show a lot of mental illness, including anxiety and depression, are related to food. And that changing your diet, food is medicine. By changing your diet, you can lose some of those diagnoses. And you know, this, Sean, is a uniquely American problem. This is not happening like it is here elsewhere.
Editor's note, it is not a uniquely American problem. People are getting fatter all over the world because the same things that are being done to American food are being done elsewhere. It's just the European Union in particular has like better protections for consumers than America does.
In the world. When my uncle was president, 3% of Americans were obese. As you pointed out, it's now close to 80% of adults, 50% of children. But in Japan, it's still 3%.
Men in
they don't eat this.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Don't they live on average 10 years longer than men here?
Yeah, and this generation...
You would not believe... If only we could live like the Japanese, who do not consume soy or seeds.
Our kids is the first generation in 200 years that is going to have a shorter lifespan than their parents.
Scary.
So we are letting down these kids, and there's a moral issue here, and we need to start grappling with it because it's a moral issue, it's a financial issue. The healthcare costs are going to sink us, and the only way that we're going to solve it is by changing what we eat.
The Japanese eat a lot of fish and rice. Also, they have more walkable cities. Also, and this is a big one. I think that culturally they they just eat less. I mean, unironically, one of the reasons they're so skinny is probably because they like soy, you know? Tofu is really healthy and pretty filling for its calories. So part of it. Smaller portions. Explains sumo wrestlers then liberal. Well, sumo wrestlers probably eat like 50 pounds of fish a day. They actually, it's all muscle, man. Have you seen, there's a video I saw of a UFC fighter trying to like push a sumo wrestler, or they're like trying to flip a sumo wrestler. The sumo wrestler was like an iron wall. The fighter can do anything, you know? What do you think about Italians having such a low obesity rate, even if they eat pasta and pizza all day? Well, my guess is that they don't eat pasta and pizza all day. Those are the foods that we know them for, but it's not like French are eating snails all day. They probably eat smaller portions. They probably do eat a lot of pasta. I doubt they eat pizza all the time. You know, pizza is probably more of like an accent food, I imagine. They walk a lot. What is the obesity rate over there, you know? Italy obesity rate. 12% obese. The rate of childhood obesity is around 30% in Italy. Obesity rates in Italian 2-year-olds are the highest in Europe, with a rate of 42%. Huh. Fat babies, true. It's probably the Mediterranean diet to an extent. Mediterranean diet's probably pretty good. I really like the, I think that we're at a unique disadvantage here when it comes to us being lard asses, because the real cause of people being really fat is usually, at least in America, it's the carbs, right? And the Mediterranean diet it's not that carb dependent. Right? You've got pasta and pizza, sure, but you've got like lots of cheeses, lots of like you've got like olive oils, lots of fruits and vegetables, fish, you know, yeah, meats and cheeses. Yeah, there's less, because here in America we grow so much wheat and corn. It gets so much of the stuff we eat is made into it. You know, their pizzas are often thin crust. True. True. That's true. That's true. American bread is sweeter than bread in Europe. That's also true. It's food and time in front of the screens. It's not like America of the 70s to 80s was walkable. I mean, it was more than today. At least more people walked around than they do today. I'm pretty sure, like, overall, people spend more time inside. But I guess not walkable in terms of city design, more walkable in terms of, like, people just did more stuff outside back then because they didn't have video games or phones. It's not walking, it's the diet. The walking's a big part of it. If you walk for an hour every day, not even like as exercise, but just because you're getting around to places, an hour of what, isn't that like 400, 500 cal? That might boost the amount you can eat in a day by 25%, you know? Dancing also helps with calories. Well, it's exercise. Oh yeah, hold on. Average steps per day by country. Which country walks the most? From puregym.com. I trust you. Denmark is the highest? I guess that makes sense. No, I want to see a whole thing. Wait, hold on. Average steps per day by country. Give me the... Hong Kong takes home the prize for step counts, with the average resident clocking 6,880 steps a day. Malaysia, Saudi Arabia, and Indonesia are the lowest. America average step count of 4,774. Their glutes must be fantastic. Hong Kong's pretty walkable, right? It's got to be. It's like a city-state. World's most and least active countries. I wonder why Indonesia is so inactive. I don't know enough about Indonesia to really have an opinion on that. Average daily steps in countries across the world. No, it's paywalled. Whatever, we need to move on anyway. It's a right-wing dictatorship, so yeah, so are we. What, are you trying to make a point? So is America.